Hello and welcome to today's video for Unreal. What we will be doing today will be we'll be having our character come in, and as you can see, we have a health bar on the bottom left, and we will have him taking damage, adding in a nice little explosion pain effect sometimes every time he gets hit, and after that, be able to respawn the character at the start. So to do that, I will go to this brand new project I already opened up and we'll get started. As you can see, I already created a folder for me for my assets that I'd be putting in. So it's Geo UI, and right here I will use, like we've used before to create a menu level, we're going to use a widget blueprint or a user blueprint. To go ahead and title this HUD. And here we are. So first thing we're going to need to go ahead and do is create a canvas panel. Drag it in. Next part is we will need a progress bar. And that will be what we use for our health bar. Let's see. Here's an example one. It's the default. So a little bit of an extra thing. But as you saw in right at the start, we can go ahead and overlay text onto this to see the actual health number while also having the progress bar. To do that, we will have our progress bar inside of this little overlay box. And then we can also get some text. This, however, did introduce a new problem in the form of our text is much bigger than our little progress bar down there. To fix that, we will go ahead and change our alignment to fill horizontally and vertically. So now our progress bar will always try to fill in the little within the bounds of the overlay. For the text block, I personally like it center align. You guys could change it however you would like, but we'll come here under font. Do maybe a 14. Still a little too big, maybe a 12. We can also change our fonts. You could download some, bring them in. But I'm just gonna keep mine as the regular one. Okay, now that everything is set, I'll go ahead and set the color to a nice red. Put a nice red. And we will continue with one other thing. So when we make something like this in the UI, generally you have this thing called an anchor. That's the point where if you were to play in a different size monitor, how it would affect it. So if it's up here on the top left in a possibly like a 4K monitor, the health bar will go probably higher up on the screen rather than staying here in the bottom corner. So what I'm going to do to help mitigate that will be I'm going to change my anchor down here to the bottom left instead. And probably if it's changed the alignment, oh, it's fine. zero this one out. As you can see, the little anchor is on the bottom corner that I'd like, and now I can move it up. So thanks to the anchor being down here, the health bar will always be 10 units by 10 units from this bottom corner of the screen, even in wider monitors and stuff. Or yeah, something like the ultra wides it'll still keep it in the corner. It'll still try to keep it in. If in the future we might start working in 8K more, or all 8K monitors will become more popular and stuff, it'll always try to stay in the bottom corner, 10 pixel or 10 units by 10 units from the bottom corner of the screen. Now that we went ahead and got that all set up, we will go ahead and get into the logic of getting this working. So here, we are now in our graph editor here in the UI. First, we're gonna have to do add a custom event. And we will title it update health bar. Health bar. So with this custom event, in order to update the health bar, we're going to need two specific inputs from somewhere else in our project. The first one we will be getting is current health. And we will need to get our maximum amount of health. Since the UI does work in percents. So current health and max health. We will swap it to a float. So from here, we will get our progress bar. We will now set percent. So now we will actually be adjusting this health bar down here. We will go ahead and divide these two, current health with max health. Place it in here. And that should work out not too bad. So now we need another part of the problem being, if we were to walk into the game right now, after setting up all of this, our text block wouldn't update. So in order to do that, we're going to go ahead and make this a variable text. And now you could see here, it got updated as I pulled out the progress bar earlier. Now I could pull out the text block. I go ahead and set it. Same as here, set text. Nope. Set text. We will convert it. And plug it in. And that should be all we need to do right now. So now, if we were, same as the menu one from before, if we were to go in game, you'll see we do not have our UI. That is because we need to go ahead and set it up over in our character blueprint. So here we are in the nice our player character blueprint. So in order to start, we're going to need a couple of nodes, but we'll do it one at a time. This will be creating the HUD. So this will be under event begin play. From event begin play, we will go ahead and create widget or create widget. Create widget. We will go ahead and add our HUD. Add to viewport. We will have to plug it in from down here. And this will be off of, I believe it's off player controller. To make sure it is on the player. If we come here, we hit play. Now we have it. We have our text block. We have our example percentage of 50. And that is all working. So now from here, we will have to create the variables, which was current health and max health. Minus a space right there. Set them same thing as we did for our UI as floats. So now that we're here, we can go ahead and since this will all happen right at the start, and so we could easily set up that we'll have it update. This by default won't have anything, but here we can go ahead and set. Oh, I forgot to compile. There we go. Earlier it wasn't giving me this, as it said there had to compile before we could. Set the default value to whatever you would like for your maximum health. That'll be the amount of health you have for the player character. So in an actual game, you could go ahead and like an RPG, you could upgrade this. By doing it like this, even if you upgrade your health value, when the game starts, it will go ahead and update it. So you could leave the current health as a default of 0. Actually, I put it as a default of 5. No, I'll put it as 0. And then as we start the game, we will always set our current health to the maximum amount we can have. So at least for this one, it will be 200. And I believe that should be a good start for our UI. Once we actually have it updating, we should be good. Now for damage. You can slide up a little bit higher. we're going to need a node called any damage. Vent any damage. From here, we're going to go ahead and get our current health. Get current health. Get current health. We will subtract. We will plug in our damage. Just like that. We will add in our set current health as we did before. Plug it into here. Plug it into here. The only thing about doing it like this is we have a chance of infinitely just going more and more down. So we will go ahead and clamp. Make clamp. No. There's a different clamp we need. I guess clamp float. Yeah, clamp float. Here it is. The value can only go to a minimum of 0, and the maximum will be our max health. Compile and save. With it, we should avoid any problems that could arise from going under into the negative health, going over max health as well. Now if we go back to my other project, this is where we had it, right? Do have notes over here on my other monitor, but okay. Okay. So now what was going on here? That might be this one we promote. Yeah. We promote this one here, our created, our freshly created HUD to a variable, as you see down here. This is for the purpose of we're going to have to update the UI every time we take damage. Actually, let me just go ahead and move this over to my other monitor so I make sure. We have everything correct. Okay. This one here, we will name it to our head. Now that we have this variable, we will go ahead and create a brand new custom event for using our head. Well, not brand new. It's the one we created before. So this one's finally making a comeback. So we'll go ahead and set this one here. We will go ahead and this one from here. Get our max health. So now if we were to actually hop into our game, still not quite yet. Oh yeah, because right here, it's any event of damage. If we were to go ahead and place down a little volume called pain causing volume, on our first hit of damage with this pain causing volume, it'll update. There we go. Yep. Set this to UI. This will be our very simple damage event. So now that we're here, the same as you saw with the little bug of, oh no, now we don't have on player start, we have it actually create and update the UI. To do that, we'll do the same thing we did here. We'll plug in our update health bar, our current health. And now if we were to go ahead and go to our game mode, you'll see we have it all updated. Perfect. How long have we been recording for? This will have been 20 minutes. I believe this will be a good stopping point for just our UI and health. I'll put another video so we can break it into parts of now where we have our character taking damage, having a health bar. We'll have objects that will also be able to create damage and how we will handle deaths. So I will leave it here and I will see you in the next video.